All right. Thank you again for being here, and I'll let Stewart take it away.
All right, thank you very much. So, as Nick said, we'll be talking about the replacement technology capital levy, and after my presentation, we're actually going to have the ability for you to actually pick up a Chromebook and kind of see what our students are experiencing. Chromebooks are a big part of this tech levy, and so if you're so inclined and interested, you can actually have a hands-on experience of see what our students are using. So I first want to talk about the funded initiatives. So on the technology side, student mobile computers, that's essentially the Chromebooks. Because we're moving more towards one-on-one, money set aside for online curriculum to be able to use the technology, replacement of desktop computers, projectors, document cameras. For special programs, those are programs such as music, PE, library, e-learning, other technologies used at Maplewood Center. So there's money set aside for those specific programs, replacement of printers and copiers, replacement of laptops, other staff computers. We license a lot of different software, so that some of those funds go towards that. District administrative systems, that's just part of our financial and student record system. Network infrastructure with all this technology, it takes a lot of internal equipment to make that run, so we will replace that. And then one of the things that we're really proud of here in Edmonds is that we really put an emphasis on staff support to actually use that technology. It doesn't do much good just to buy a piece of technology and hand it to a teacher and say, here, you figure it out. We put a big emphasis on professional development, training teachers of how to integrate the technology as a part of their instruction. So that's on the tech side. Capital project side, the Edmonds Woodway baseball field, tennis courts, some turf replacements, working on other baseball fields. There's a large field right next to Cedar Valley Elementary that we really want to put in a condition where we can use it. In the 2008 capital levy, there was a parent partnership program, and the school board really wanted to bring that back up again. That's where organizations such as PTAs, PTOs, that if they want to do something like put up a reader board, they go out and fundraise a certain percentage of the cost of that, and there's this parent partnership money that will match that in some way to be able to purchase those types of things. Some roof replacements, and then there's some regulatory upgrades that we need to address around the district. So looking at the assessed valuation for the district, this represents, going back to 2001, the change in the district's assessed valuation. And you can see here that it increased till 2008, and then we hit the Great Recession, of which we all experienced. It was on a pretty much continual downward slope until we reached about 2013, and then it has started to come back up. Between 2008 and 2013, the assessed valuation here in the district dropped by 34%. So it went from just over $25 billion down to 16. It's now, as you can see, it's come back up, but we are still just shy of about $3 billion below where we were in 2008. This next.
It's easier if you would speak to us this way instead of talking that way.
Oh, okay, thank you. The next slide here, this just represents the year-to-year change in the growth, I don't know what happened in 2006 that it dropped so much. Had been growing fairly consistently, and then there was that 2006 drop. I'm not sure why that happened. You can see in 2008 where it went up 28%. Then we hit the Great Recession. We had a number of years where it dropped continually, and then it's come back up. So actually looking at the levy, and when I take a look at levies, we have essentially three. We have the M&O levy, we have the bond levy to pay back the district's bonds, and then we have the technology capital projects levy. And all three of those combined makes up the combined tax rate that the taxpayers all pay. So what I first want to talk about is this column over here on the far right. So back in October of 2013, when we ran the bond issue, we made a projection of where the combined rates were going to be over these tax years, calendar years, that's over our left. And what we can show here is that we have been below what the projection was back in October of 2013 for the actuals for calendar year 14 and 15. 2016, we haven't gotten there yet, but we've got a projection of what the assessed valuation is going to be. We're still below what our projection was in October of 2013. And projecting forward for calendar year 17 through 20, we will still be below the combined tax rate that we projected back in October of 13, which we think is a very good thing. So looking at, okay, so based on those combined rates, what is my tax bill going to look like? So right now, the projection for 17 through 20, on the far right column, this is what the projection would have been back in October of 13. This is the new projection here in this middle column. So we're actually below what the projection was back in 2013. Again, this is just a projection. There's lots of variables that we still don't know about. How much the assessed valuation is going to go up, how much new construction there's going to be, which also brings down the overall rate that everyone pays. And we won't know those for quite some time. So at this point in time, these are just projected numbers. So in a very small nutshell, that really was my presentation, and I will answer questions. And we will wait for the microphone to come on over.
Thank you. Do you have the actual rate for 2015?
I have a projection right now for 2016, and the difference between 16 and 17 will be an increase on a $400,000 home somewhere between about $208 and $312 between 16 and 17.
Yeah, I'm just wondering though, how does any of that compare with what we're actually paying this year in 2015?
That number I don't have. Other questions, or we'll move on to our hands-on. Yes, Al?
On your percentage for the last levy you had, what happens if this one does not pass because you're in the athletic department here, for example, Channel 7 last night put that on TV about what Edmond City Council passed it starting January 1 for athletic fields in the city for a year and a half. Last time you had it, this levy came through here, have you looked at the possibility where there's going to be a lot of people that are going to look at this and don't support it because of what happened on the other issue? And the second question would be, what percentage last time voted against this levy of what you got going now?
What percentage voted against it last time? I don't know that. If in February it doesn't pass, I'm sure that the school board would look at going out and running the levy again. And so we would have to just kind of, we would have to take a look at it at that point in time. There's a tremendous amount of the funds that are in this levy. The large majority of it is things that we're already doing. It's buying technology. It's replacing the infrastructure that keeps all of our networks and communication systems going. It's paying for software licenses that students are using and teachers are using. There's the large majority of that is just continuing the programs and initiatives that we already have going.